EIRANU bridges ancient wisdom with modern well-being, where old meets new, to create a gentle return to yourself. There's a reason why ancient wisdom feels so relevant now. In a time before modern technology constantly pulled our attention outward, human beings gathered their intelligence from the natural world around them. Attention moved towards the land, the skies, day and night, light and dark, towards seasons, weather, and breath. Wisdom was received through observation, presence, and relationship to that natural world. In that quieter environment, people were attuned to the subtle intelligence of life within themselves and all around them. Much of modern life today has disrupted that way of listening. Technology is consuming our attention, and that leaves little space for stillness. EIRANU exists to help restore access to that quieter intelligence so wisdom can be felt again, not just thought about. When we connect to ancient wisdom, we are reminded of an embodied way of life, how to be in the body, how to listen inwards, how to connect to the wisdom of the breath, how to become quiet enough to resonate with the guidance of our inner intelligence, which helps us to return to balance when life becomes overwhelming. EIRANU exists to bring back that forgotten rhythm, not by rejecting modern life, but by weaving ancient knowing into how we live today. At the heart of EIRANU is a simple truth. Your breath carries intelligence, not as a technique, not as something to control, but as a living rhythm that reflects how you are meeting life. When you return to the breath, you return to a natural state of being, one that knows how to regulate, soften, and restore without force. Coming back to yourself in this way is not a luxury. It's an essential part of well-being. So much of modern life pulls us out of the body into thinking, planning, reacting, and managing what's coming next. And over time, this creates a quiet disconnect, a gradual loss of contact with how we are actually feeling on the inside. When we return to the body through breath, sensation, or simple awareness, something important happens. The nervous system begins to recognize safety. The body understands presence before the mind does. So in that state, we regulate naturally. Breathing steadies, muscles soften, attention gathers instead of scattering. It isn't just about calming yourself down or forcing relaxation. It's about restoring contact with your natural state of being. When you are in an embodied state, you are more responsive and less reactive. And you make clearer decisions, you feel your limits sooner, and you notice when something is too much before it becomes overwhelm. So coming back to yourself in this way is an act of self-care, but also self-respect. It allows you to meet life from a place of grounded presence rather than depletion. So this is the intention of EIRANU, is to create this space for us to listen again to the body, to the breath, and to the quiet wisdom that is always present. The breath is one of the most natural indicators of well-being that we have today. So long before we had any language for stress or regulation, the breath was already communicating what was happening within us. The quality of the breath tells a story. When life feels safe and manageable, the breath is steady, spacious, responsive. When we're under pressure, overwhelmed, or disconnected from ourselves, the breath tells a different story. It becomes shorter, tighter, or hard to breathe at all. This isn't something to judge or fix. It's just information that we can gather. It's an intelligence. The breath reflects how we are meeting life in real-time monitoring. By paying attention to the breath, its pace, depth, sound, and ease, we gain access to a quiet form of wisdom. So the breath can show us when we are pushing, when we are holding, when we are giving more than we have to give in that moment. It also shows us when the system begins to settle and calm down. So as awareness returns to the breath, the nervous system recognizes presence and it allows itself to relax. This is why the breath has always been central to ancient traditions of well-being, not as a technique so much, but as a living signal. The wisdom of the breath is that it doesn't lie. It shows us, it reflects truth gently, and invites us back into balance when we are ready to listen. So before we go further, let's just do a short practice. Just take a moment, pause, connect inwards. Just allow your attention to come to your breath. Allow your body to come to stillness. Bring your attention on your breath and just notice your breathing as it is in this moment. Rolling in and rolling out. There is no need to change or judge, just simply be. Simply notice the depth, the pace, the quality of your breath in this moment. Just bring your attention to the inhale, the exhale. Notice how this moment feels just to be present with your breath. And if you like, just say gently to yourself, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. Even this brief moment of attention is a return to yourself. You are noticing how your breath is meeting this moment of your day. And you can lean into the wisdom of this breath and allow it to form your inner knowing, moment by moment. What is it that I need to be aware of? What is my breath telling me? What am I holding? What could I release? All of this information is available when we tune in to the breath. So when we talk about well-being, it's often framed as something to achieve, better habits, better routines, better balance. But yet, well-being isn't something that you do more of per se. It's something you return to within. So at its core, well-being is about how you are relating to yourself, to your body, to your breath, and to your inner experience. So it is a return to you. When that relationship is intact, the system functions more smoothly. You rest when you need to. You can respond instead of reacting. You can sense your limits before you reach them. So wellness isn't about the absence of difficulty. It's about the presence of connection. Connection being to yourself. This means that you can feel your stress. You can become aware of it without being overwhelmed by it. You can feel tired without pushing through, and you can feel emotion without needing to fix or suppress it. You can just be with it. And this is why returning to your body matters, because the body is where well-being is lived, not as a concept, but as a felt sense of steadiness, clarity, and ease. EIRANU approaches well-being as a remembering, a coming back to natural rhythm, natural breathing, and natural intelligence that already knows how to restore balance. Here at EIRANU, you'll find gentle pauses, just like we've done. You will also find seasonal reflections, energetic readings, guided practices, sound journeys, breath-based experiences, and conversations that support well-being. Everything shared through EIRANU is an invitation for you to return to yourself. It's not an instruction. You can take what resonates, you can leave what doesn't. It's really up to you. If this space feels supportive, if you'd like to come back, you're very welcome here. EIRANU is here to meet you in the midst of real life and offer a return to yourself, a remembering to come back to yourself one breath at a time. So if you've enjoyed this content, if you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. I'd love to see you come back. And subscribing really supports the intention of EIRANU, which is to be this space, to slow down, pause, breathe, and return to yourself. So I really hope that I see you on the next one. Thank you for listening to yourself.